They're rather lovely, aren't they? Those are the nerines there, which we planted a couple of years ago, in flower in October, giving us a kind of not a final, but one of the last flowers of the year. And behind them we've got our summer flowering lilies, our lilies that were giving us a glorious show, as you might have seen on our other video clips. They gave us a glorious show in kind of July and August, and we've been waiting. As the leaves have gradually been fading, we haven't been in a hurry to cut these back, because while the leaves are still green, they're storing energy back down into the bulbs, into the kind of the core of the plant, to give us a nice strong show for next year. But now, as you can see, the leaves, here we are, kind of third week of October. It's time for these stems to be cut right back hard, and we're going to show you how to do that. And I've also noticed that the saucers underneath that have been essential for us in the summer, when we've had occasionally, we get that in Wales, hot dry spells. These pots have been drying out quickly, so we use the saucers in the summer to hold in a reserve of water. But now, as you can see there, there's too much water. They're not using the water now, so that's going to not do them any good to be sat in water over the winter. So we're going to take them out of those saucers and cut them back in preparation for their overwinter sleep. Right, here we go then. We've got our bag ready to put our cut stems into for recycling, and we're going to cut back quite hard. Just going to leave a little bit of a stump there. Oh, these are some thick stems on here. Oh, on the head, son. I do wonder whether or not these pots should be, well, not so much the pots, but the lilies within the pots, whether we should kind of lift them out and divide them, because they're full of bulbs here. We've had these in these pots for a good number of years, so going through, you can see there's some old stems there from last year, so we cut them back to about the same height last year. Don't forget, of course, if you are exerting yourself as you do this, don't forget the sound effects. Oh, that's a big thick stem there, that's going to require some effort and a bit of a, there we go. Bit of a wind picking up. Oh, the bags are flying around the patio. We're in for another autumn storm, of which we are well blessed here in Wales. There we go. So that's the first one done. All I need to do now is to get that pot out of the saucer, which will be easier to do now we've got the stems cut back and a bit of a tidy up, and I'll do the other two in a moment. There you go. 5 minutes later, job done. We've got those saucers out from underneath and managed to spill a bit of water on the patio, but we've cut those stems back, left a few leaves on the top. They'll rot down, that's okay. A couple of weeds there need to come out. I want to try and get a little thin trowel on those to get the deep roots out from those dandelions. And we've left this one here. This is the one that we planted, was it last spring? So it's only been in the pot 18 months, and so it's a younger plant, and it seems to have lasted a bit longer. There's still some green there, so while that's still photosynthesizing, that was a long word for you. It's still storing energy in the bulbs. We'll give that another week or two, and then we'll cut that back as well. So there we go, that's our lilies prepped up, and we can leave them like that all over the winter. They'll take frost and they'll take snow. The actual bulbs, the main bulbs, are quite deep down in the pot, so a little bit of frost over here, they'll be well protected from any frost there, and they'll come shooting back through next spring, probably by the end of March, we'll start to see the shoots coming through, and we'll keep you updated. We'll have a look and see how they fare then next spring. So don't be afraid to cut back your lilies, but wait until those leaves go brown.